Hi everyone, it's the Hippie Prepper. So I had something come to my attention today, and I thought I would share it with you guys because I think it's pretty important. I regularly listen to a few financial people because I think it's important to keep up on the financial world and just kind of what's going on there. And one of the people that I listen to, his name is Stephen Gardner. If you don't know who he is, I'm going to try to link one of his videos below. He's really incredible. He has covered a lot of stimulus package news. He's also covered some like practical money tips. And what I like about him is he's very down to earth. He's very reasonable. He tells just the facts. He doesn't really do clickbaity kinds of things. And so I appreciate his content. So he's, he doesn't know me from Adam. We're not collaborating on this or anything. But I just really enjoy his content. And so the video that he put out today, he mentioned something that kind of sparked my interest and made me start thinking about some things that are coming in the future. And he said, that we kind of have a little bit of a storm coming. So we have higher taxes on the horizon. A bill was just introduced, I believe, to Congress, or it's in the works. I'm not sure if it's fully been introduced yet. To raise taxes significantly, which we kind of all knew this was coming, right? We've had trillions and trillions of dollars in stimulus funds and things coming out, and really the only way that that is has the ability to work is if we're taxed, right? Because the only way that the government gets money is from our taxes. So we knew this was coming. And the reason this is kind of a storm is because at the same time, we also have a lot of our goods going up. So our take-home income is going to go down, and all of our products that we're purchasing in the store, groceries, household items, electricity, gasoline, all of those things are going up. So this gap, right, that we have in between our bills and our income is shrinking. And so it kind of got me thinking, like, how can we hedge against that? How can we hedge against this inflation and these higher taxes and these higher cost of goods so that, one, our lifestyle doesn't have to change dramatically, and two, that we can maybe even put away more for the future. This is the Hippie Prepper, so obviously preparedness is a big thing in our lives, so we always try to look for ways to have the ability to be prepared. So I have three suggestions, and I'm going to put a lot of this information in the description box. If you'd like to take notes while we're going, that's completely fine. I am going to say everything that's in the description box here too, if you're more of an auditory learner. But I know some people really just kind of like to jump to the content and see all of it. So that's all going to be in the description box below if you want to go over that. So my first thing is to change your meal plan. And some people are probably like, well, I don't even have a meal plan. Well, get one. Because the important part about this is that we know that we have stuff in our pantry and in our home to feed our families in case we need it, right? So let's say you go into your favorite restaurant and you plan on eating dinner one night, and it usually costs maybe $40 to $50 for your entire family to eat. And that night you get the bill and it's $75. And you're thinking to yourself, we can't afford this as much as we used to. Well, you're going to have to pull out some recipes to make at home, right? If you can't afford to eat out, then you're going to have to pull some recipes. And so that's kind of what this does. It's a very versatile meal plan or set of meals. It's not really a meal plan necessarily, but a set of meals that you can use no matter what. So for instance, our family is about 95% plant-based. And so that just means we eat no dairy at all and very little meat. And so for us, we're able to adapt these meals to being dairy-free and mostly meat-free. So if your family is a dairy and meat eater, you can add that in here. If your family doesn't eat any of that ever, you can adapt. So these are very versatile meals. So for breakfast, some options that I have are pancakes, oatmeal, granola, hash browns, toast and fruit, muffins, waffles, bagels, and English muffins. Notice something else about these meals is that they are very easy to make in bulk and freeze and then bring out when you need them. So for instance, I can make an entire container of pancake mix and set it on the shelf and then bring it out when I need it. And that's not going to inconvenience me very much. It might take like 20 minutes to make it up, but it's easy and it's simple. I'm not putting a lot of time and effort into this. The same with granola. I can make a very, very huge batch and eat through it the entire month. Really, ease is the name of the game here. We got a lot going on in our lives. Everyone does. And when there's more stress, we're less likely to cook at home or cook from scratch. And so if we can make these from scratch meals as easy as possible, then that's helpful. This can also be adapted to convenience. You can go to the store and buy a pancake mix if you would like to. You can go to the store and buy pre-made English muffins or pre-made bagels and waffles and things like that. You can do that, but it gives you that versatility so that if for some reason you can't, then you have things in your meal plan that you eat regularly that are flexible. For lunch, we choose to have lunch as our bigger meal. So if you choose to have dinner as your bigger meal, then these might be flipped. Just keep that in mind. Lunch would be burgers and fries, tacos, taco soup, noodle soup, potato soup. Notice there's a lot of soups because they're frugal. Spaghetti, beans and rice, any way that you like it. Chili, gumbo, stir fry, pizza, grilled cheese and tomato soup, lasagna, stuffed peppers, sandwiches and popcorn, nachos, and veggie stew. Once again, all of these are incredibly versatile, right? If you have nachos, you can make the nacho chips if you want. You can buy them frugally. You can buy the really healthy ones. You can buy ones that are like Doritos and maybe not so healthy. You can do whatever you want and treat yourself or make it as frugal as you want. And again, this gives you versatility. So if this is part of your normal meal plan, and then one week you notice the Doritos are about $5 a bag, but maybe corn chips are $2 a bag, and you really need to cut some cost, then you can still have the same meal. You're not changing your meal plan. You just purchase something a little different. Or if you're a plant-based family, then instead of purchasing beef to go on top of your nachos, maybe you purchase avocados and tomatoes or something. You make it as versatile as you need it to be. Just as a little addition, some snacks that you can add are like popcorn, trail mix, yogurt, veggies and ranch, spinach dip, crackers and cheese, and smoothies. We kind of use our snack time as almost like a third meal, but just not as bulky. Change your household spending. So this doesn't mean like, oh, I want to go out to eat, or I want to have a special treat and go to Starbucks or something, or I need to buy something for myself personally. This is more of like your household items, your cleaner, what your clothing, those kinds of household necessities. So the first thing that you can do is you can switch to using Dr. Bronner's Castile soap. I was not aware of this before, of how versatile this is, but you can use it for shampoo, body wash, laundry detergent, and you can make household cleaner out of it. So if you have that on your shelf, and then again you go to the store and the product that you usually buy is now 3 times as much as it was a couple weeks ago, then you can go home and you just make it. It's really easy, like to make cleaner. You just pour a little bit in a bottle, you put some water in there. I love to add essential oils because I like essential oils. You don't have to, and you shake it up and then you spray it wherever you need to go. Same thing with the body wash. You literally just put a little bit on your washcloth and you wash up. And it's not any different than any other body wash that you use. So those are kind of some tips for your household items. Another one is just shop at a thrift store for all your other needs. Some people don't like the thrift store, and I understand that. You can also shop at clearance racks and stuff, but just make it a conscious effort to do that, because then that way you're cutting money to be able to use in other places if you need it. Notice that things like toothpaste, toothbrushes, contact solution, hairbrushes, and the like are not on that list. Those are kind of, in my mind, considered personal care items and not household items. You can choose, and I recommend that you choose with those items multifaceted products. So for instance, we choose to make our own toothpaste, but there's tons of recipes out there for like coconut oil and baking soda. But then I can also use those two things to cook. I can use the coconut oil for my hair. I can use the coconut oil for my face. You know what I mean? Try to find multifaceted products when you can, because it just cuts down the cost that you're going to be using. The third one is to drastically change how much energy you use. So energy costs are going to be going up. We may kind of already be seeing this a little bit. I know we had some grid issues in Texas a couple months back when that ice storm hit. The supplies to fix the grid are going up, so inevitably our costs will also go up. And we've also got some usage things happening. So this is just going to be one of those things that energy costs are going up. So what can you do to hedge that? Well, you can actually hang dry your clothes even if you have a dryer. Just pull them out and put them on a clothesline out back, or put them, we had a small apartment where we couldn't really put a clothesline out back, so I would just get one of those IKEA dryers and then hang all my clothes. It's a little bit more work, but it drastically reduces your bill. Only use your lights at night, so just open up your windows. If you kind of have a dark apartment or something, or a darker house that doesn't have that, you might want to just open windows where it's available and then use lights in the other rooms that it's not available. You can actually purchase a small solar panel with the charger with it. You can find them on Amazon. This is really nice for charging phones or tablets, things like that kind of use just the USB cord. And again, every little penny counts. And then use a crock pot for cooking more often than your stove if you're able to. Those only use between 50 and 70 watts depending on the setting that you put it on. Excuse me. And it really, really allows for some huge savings. And then I'm probably going to get some hate in the comments for this, and I'm sorry. But hand washing your dishes instead of using the dishwasher can cut down a lot on electricity. So we did this. We've done all of the things on this list. And they weren't particularly fun. You know, they just weren't necessarily always enjoyable. You know, but what it brought us is a much, much lower bill. So we were able to feed our family. Like I said, we're close to vegan, so plant-based, for about $150 a month for 3 people. Our household spending is down to around $50 a month. Sometimes if we need new clothes or something, it raises up a little bit. Like I just had to get basically a whole new wardrobe because I've lost some weight, and so all of my old clothes didn't fit anymore, which is awesome, but I had to get new clothes. I spent $23 and I got 7 new skirts and 5 new shirts at the thrift store. So our budget for that month raised a little bit, but between $50 and $75 a month for all of our household items. For us, that does actually also include personal care items because we choose to make all of our things. And the last time, we are off grid now, so we don't actually have an electricity bill, but the last time that we had an electricity bill, it was $31 for that month. So as you can see, all of these things are very little. So we're talking about maybe $250 for all of our household spending. And when you have $250 to $300-ish, around that area, for all of our household spending, and then just our mortgage, now you can see we only have like phones and gas over that. So currently, right now, our monthly bills land around $1,000 a month, and they're probably going to go down a little bit once we pay off like our house and our land and, you know, some other things going on. So you can see how that's a lot of resilience, right? If we only have to pay $1,000 a month and we lose our job, my husband and I can go get a minimum wage job or a part-time job and still make ends meet. That's the goal here, is making our budget and our lives resilient to whatever's coming, which we know right now what's coming is higher taxes and higher cost on goods and services. So since we know that's coming, we can already build some of this resilience, because that's all that prepping really is just building that resilience. We can do that now. And so that way, when it comes around later, we have this store. The very last tip that I'm going to share, and I kind of put this at the end because I think most people know this one, but it's always kind of a good thing to put. grow as much food as you can. If that is one plant and one, even if that's just one herb in your house and all you can grow is basil and then you just cook with that basil the whole year, that's still saving money. And then if maybe next year all you can grow is 2 plants, then that's okay. Last year we actually grew 1.3 pounds of food. That's not very much. But we added that to some stews. We added that to salads, and it did help stretch a little bit. Now this year we have a lot more land, a lot more possibility to grow, and so we're probably going to grow hopefully a couple 100 pounds of food, if not more, and can. But do what you can where you're at with what you have. Just continue to do it. And I kind of stole that from someone else. He's also a very amazing channel. His channel is Viking Preparedness. So I wanted to give him credit. I did not mean to steal that. Just, you say it. He says it so often, and it's such a really, really good piece of advice to just do what you can with where you are with what you have. And try to get some seeds going this year so that you have even more resilience for things that are coming. Please feel free to comment any questions that you have or any any add-ons. If you do something with your family that helps your family create a lot more resilience, please, please, please share it. We'd love to hear. Well, I hope to see you next time. Bye.